game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say,
Welcome back. I'm actually Aubrey, and we're back with the Never Ever Mets, season 1, episode 9, the end of the beginning. Guys, this series is almost over. What do you think? Well, first of all, let me say this. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. So proud of you. If you're a father, an uncle that's involved with your nieces and nephews, if you're a grandpa, if you're pop, or if you're a stepdad, all of that. We are so proud of you guys. Thank you for being here. What's going on, JR? What's going on, Elsie?
Hey, I'm cool, thank you. Man, time to wrap up the series for me. It's been going on for a while, and I'm not seeing much improvement. But I'm looking forward to chopping up this episode. So much to talk about.
So much, indeed. Let's see who's here in the comments. El Cid, check in with us. What's the weather like where you are? What's going on with you?
It is like 90-something degrees here in Atlanta.
Ooh, child. We're headed there all this week here in Detroit, like it's supposed to be in the high 90s to 100. So that's a big heat wave for us. So we'll be right behind you tomorrow.
Definitely. This episode did not have high temperatures, but it did have some little sizzles here and there.
Some little sizzles here and there. Elsie was telling me that she went to a concert recently. You want to tell our audience who you went to see?
You put me on the spot now.
The Kindred Family Soul, maybe?
The Kindred Family Soul, exactly. A girlfriend of mine had tickets, and her plus one was unable to make it. I had heard one of their songs, but that was years ago. But I really didn't follow them, so we went last night. Wonderful concert at Center Stage in Atlanta. It was great grown people music. Loved it.
Yeah, and I don't know. I got to put you on the spot a second time. You want to tell our audience what happened after the concert?
Oh, you put me all the way out there.
I think this is so cute. You got to share it.
It is funny. So after the concert, because we decided to take an Uber back to our car. We parked elsewhere. A young lady came outside of the venue and was screaming, "Oh my God, it's El Cid!" and recognized me right there on the sidewalk. And I was thrown for a loop. I was just thrown for a loop.
Wow.
Go ahead, JR. Go ahead.
Did you give her your autograph?
Oh, no. It wasn't that. We just talked for like 2 hot minutes, and she was just so excited and welcome. It was nice, but it was just a very big surprise. But it was my hair. I have the gray and black hair. She recognized my hair and recognized me.
Wow.
Yeah, you got a very distinct voice also. Yes, you do.
But it was a wonderful concert and evening. It really, really was.
Yeah, that is so awesome. I am so impressed. YouTubers getting recognized on the street. Go ahead, girl. Go ahead. JR, you're next.
Boy, if I go over there, then yeah, but over here, nah.
But we've got a plan to help you change that, JR.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, El Cid and I do.
Oh, really? You're gonna have to disclose that to me backstage after this.
Yeah, yeah, backstage, sure. JR's being shy today, guys. We got to encourage him to step on out in faith. But anyway, guys, what did you make of this week's episode?
Hmm. You wanna go, Elsie?
Yeah, this week's episode, it was good in a sense that we got to see everybody in kind of a happy space. I would say just not angry. Some people were, extraordinarily happy. It was a good kind of feel good episode for a lot of them. Many of their decisions I would not have made, but that is, why it's such a great show. It's different personalities. We get to see they pushing the home stretch.
Mm.
Yeah.
JR, what do you think?
Yeah, it was good to see more calmer heads, no tantrums. Final dates. The series concludes next week, so all the couples going on their final dates, you kind of get to establish where they are in their relationships and if there's any development. I'm trying to gauge who's gonna still be together and things like that. But yeah, there were at the same time there were some real crazy things that happened. So I'm ready to go. I'm ready to chop this down.
Kind of talk about it a little bit. Yeah, we got to talk about it for sure. We got to talk about it. We had some visitors to the house this week as well. Shay and Josh had some visitors.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they did.
Yes, they did. Well, let's go ahead and get into it while we're here. Let's go ahead and get into it. Let's see. Why don't we go ahead and start? I believe with Jody and Aaron J. Okay, let's do that. Guys. We see Jody, of course, is still talking to Dr. Ali as we return this week to this episode. And after a while, with all the very personal questions that Dr. Ali is asking her, Jody kind of her strong facade begins to crumble, and she starts like really, shedding tears, crying. El Cid, what do you make of that? What do you make of her becoming so emotional when she's always been so stoic and businesslike?
For me, for these past few episodes, it kind of humanized Jody for me. I can kind of see why the wall is there and kind of how thick the wall is with her. When she said emotions are not safe, that really, really resonated with me. Okay. And I understand now why she's holding on to Aaron J. I truly understand her because she's complex. She makes it seem like she was told she's complex, she's difficult, maybe undeserved, felt undeserving of love. And for someone, Aaron J or anyone who is willing to take on that challenge to be with her, I think is why she would hold on to him. She doesn't know if there's anybody else out there that's willing to stand in that challenge.
Okay. And I think, are you thinking that maybe why is this wall so high for her? What do you think that comes from?
As the therapist said, she's making trauma-based decisions. It's trauma. She wants, the Aaron J, to accept her, but to put herself and open herself up to him, is where she's kind of skittish because emotions are not safe. Showing him her emotions may not be, safe to her based on her trauma-based decisions.
Oh, there's an interesting comment in the comment section. You mind if I put this up on the screen and you tell me what you think about this? Miss Wilson says, in my opinion, I think that maybe both Jody and Aaron J could be bisexual. What do you think about that, Elsid?
That's perfectly fine for me if it's fine for them. I don't, the old people have a saying, I don't need to know where the nose goes when the door is closed. I don't need to know. So if that is their cup of tea, then I'm happy for them.
Hold on one second, guys. I'm experiencing some difficulties. Hold on one second, please.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, JR? Oh, here we go. Okay. What do you think, JR?
Everything else Sid said is valid. But this is why I find Jody to be particularly at fault for keeping Aaron J there. She's not attracted to him.
Troublesome, problematic.
Yeah, she's not attracted to him. Not at all. But
okay,
the reason she keeps him there is because of her fear of going back out into the dating market and probably seeing how difficult it would be to find someone that gets her or is attracted to her enough like Aaron is to her. But it's not reciprocated.
Okay.
It's not mutual. She's keeping him there for a reason. And I think, part of that whole stuff that she says where marriage is a business and, she's detaching away from the emotional side of things. I think that's going to be to Aaron's detriment because not only is she not attracted to him, she's also basically saying that it's going to be a relationship of convenience rather than an actual straightforward relationship. And this is why I think she believes she's complex and she's difficult because she doesn't have straightforward ideas or of what a relationship looks like. And she doesn't want to overcome the traumas that she has gone through. She's just kind of got used to the fact that she has them and they're shaping the way that she thinks and goes about her business. And she doesn't see anything wrong with that until obviously she sat down with this therapist, and the therapist was very quickly from, we don't know how long the session actually lasted, but it took one session for Jody to completely start crying, and the psychologist was able to read her exactly how she is. So it looked like it was like a weight off of her shoulders in a way, that someone can see her and identify what her problems are, and but she's not doing anything about it. She took that feedback and didn't improve anything with Aaron at all.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
JR, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I got a question for you. The therapist that you were just saying, Dr. Alley, she did a wonderful job in reaching out to Jody. I feel like you're saying, but she said something really interesting. Part of that during that session, she said that Jody said that Aaron accepts her, and then the Dr. Alley, she asked Jody, "But do you accept him?" And what did you think of the response that Jody gave?
It's a typical Jody response. She don't want to admit that she's not feeling him. Like I said, she emphasized what she needs him for based on how she feels about herself and her outlook. But there's not an actual attraction there to him where she's going to reciprocate how he feels about her. Nothing that we've seen so far indicates that she's even warming to him. This episode, she was still quite disgusted by the looks of her face. Like,
Right.
She was quite disgusted at some of the antics that he was keeping up in at the party and stuff. So yeah, I think there's a good chance that she may be she may go both ways. And the reason why I say that is because two things. Chris said to her, go and kiss Sandia. There was no resistance. There was no walls up. There was no my boundaries or, I've been through trauma. I don't like when guys tell me nothing. She went over and seemed to enjoy that kiss. This is the second part. She enjoyed that kiss more than she enjoyed any kiss with Aaron. Right? When Aaron tried to kiss her, she scolded him. But she was able to get up and go and kiss Sandia in front of everybody and have no problem with doing it. In front of Aaron as well. And at Chris's request. So
yeah, Miss Wilson, you might be on to something, Miss Wilson.
That's confusing to me.
Let's get El Cid in here real quick. El Cid, what do you think about what we're saying about the kiss and also about Jody? Does she accept Aaron? Do you feel like she accepts Aaron as he is?
She's, as she said, she's complex. Initially, because she danced around the mulberry bush with her answer, I would say no. I think she wants the idea of Aaron. I think she wants the idea of someone accepting her, but him, for it being him, that's why I think the he and hawing is happening. But for the enthusiasm for the kiss with Sandia, Jody was playing in Sandia's ear in the beginning, so I think she was looking forward to it. How about that?
Okay. I'm wondering if all this is leading up to a what do they call it? A throuple? What do they call it on Love and Marriage DC? A throuple?
Well, listen, last week we spent all episode talking about the potential threesome that was suggested between Josh and Alexis and Shay.
Okay.
Listen, it would have been more believable if it was Jody they were talking about and not Alexis, because I think Jody would be probably open to that more. But at the same time, like I said, she's just not feeling her dude, and that's what she's there for. So he's not there to be her psychologist. He can't read her mind. He's going to feel the brunt of all of her anger and frustration with men or with relationships. He's going to be on the receiving end of all of that, and he's not even getting anything back. So I still think she should have done the right thing after speaking to the therapist. Just gone back in there and said, "Listen, Aaron, the walls are up, and the attraction isn't there. You're a good dude, but set him free, man. Keeping him there."
You mean write him a Dear John letter?
Yeah, like
talk to him. Why would you write him when he's right there in the house with her?
No, that was just a euphemism. You'll tell him a Dear John letter.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah,
she needs to do that. If she's compassionate and has any empathy or sympathy or whatever, if she feels anything for him, like, even as a person, well, she keeps saying she doesn't want to hurt him, but there's no other way. She's just got to keep it real and tell how she feels, and how he handles it, that's out of her control.
Right.
And that's the other thing she seems to want, control. So she can keep Aaron at bay and keep his wants and needs at bay, because her needs trump his.
It's almost like he's what do they call it? Like what would you say, El Cid, a backup plan, or is there another way of putting that? But almost like he's a backup plan, like
he's a placeholder.
Placeholder. There you go, placeholder.
I'll be with you right now because there's nobody better around.
Yep.
And unfortunately, Aaron J's not just him she has to accept. He also has a little one.
Oh, yes, that's right. He has a son. Yeah, that's right.
With all of this, you are having to consider him and his kid. So that would be the other reason I would just, the catch and release will be real quick for me, is because I'll release you to go back and spend your time with your son.
Right.
Right. Yeah, that's so true. Especially as a parent of a young child, that's a waste of his time if she knows that she's really not feeling him like that. But now let's flip over to Aaron. Okay, so Aaron, all of this is going on, and even when the therapist asked for Jody to stay and for Aaron to give them some time alone, Aaron goes in the house. The fellas are asking him. Chris is asking him, "Well, how's it going?" And he's saying, "Well, I'm not really sure." What is it that you think, El Cid, that's going on with Aaron that he could be so naive or miss all the signs, the red flags that are waving right boldly in front of his face, and how she mistreats him and disrespects him? What do you think is going on with him, though?
He also has his form of responses, because he would think that the end of a relationship as failure, that's pretty heavy. The end of a relationship, if we can look at it, it's not a failure. It could be a lesson learned, but
Yes.
staying too long could be a failure. But he
Yeah.
just thinks holding on to it means success. And I think his thought process needs to change. Something is telling him everything is not right in the neighborhood. Something is telling him, but he is just feeling like he needs to hold on or he's failed.
Yeah.
It,
You
it
know,
screams to me he's also a late bloomer. Everything he does seems to me
okay.
like, a young person looking for validation, looking for a
Validation.
good pat on the back that you're doing good. I know she's only a couple years older than him, but it screams, what he does screams late bloomer, like he's still in his 20s navigating his first relationship.
Yeah, that's what it's kind of given. But we already know that he has a child, so it's clearly not his first relationship. I'm gonna guess. I could be wrong, but I think what I'm feeling, are either of you seeing this or feeling this with Aaron and Jody? They're kind of like two peas in a pod, in the sense that neither one of them wants to be alone, and they maybe bolster their power and their strength by saying that I have a significant other, by being two instead of one. Do either of you feel that way? What do you think, Jr.? Why is Aaron willing to go along with the mistreatment that Jody is giving him?
Because his feelings for her trump the mistreatment that she's giving him. So love will make you do some crazy things. I'm not sure if he's in love with her, but he's definitely enamored by her to a large degree, where he overlooks all of that stuff and he's thinking about the end goal of possibly the situation changing and she gradually, turning into someone who's more open and warm and loving to him. So he seems to be kind of naive in that, and he doesn't want to just up and leave, right? I wouldn't say they're two peas in a pod. I think she exhibits a lot of behaviors that are very different to him. I don't see any similarity between the two of them. But Aaron is definitely doing things that would make me think he's not, he got some stuff going on as well. Listen, if you, I'll say this, right? And I'm gonna try and tone this part down, but I will say this: the guy seemed too happy to run around naked in the house with everyone. Like,
I was worried about that too. Let's talk about that. So, toward the end of this week's episode, with the party that was thrown for Greg, because it's his birthday. Happy birthday, Greg! We see that all these sexual games kind of going on, which the elder couple, Aaron H and Diamond, they excuse themselves from that segment of the party.
Mm-hmm.
But Aaron J was charged with having to get naked, which I thought to myself, well, nobody's really gonna do that, male or female. But what do I know? Because apparently he didn't mind getting naked, and like you said, streaking in front of all the other men. I don't know.
Listen,
That a little weird to me.
he took his clothes off the moment the challenge was issued. He was game. Like he he almost ripped his stuff off. And remember, like when Diamond and Aaron left, they were still going up the stairs. He had already got his clothes off and was running up the stairs after them.
Mm-hmm.
Yo,
Yeah, Diamond didn't seem to be turned on at all. She said,
little,
little Aaron. So I don't know what that meant, but what she saw that we didn't see, she said little Aaron.
Worse than that, Jody wasn't turned on by it. Jody was repulsed.
She was.
Again, she's like, nah, like this guy, he's doing stuff that turns me off, makes me mad. That's the type of angle she was coming at.
Because I don't know any man that I've ever dated.
He's obviously
in front of other men.
Dude, right? He's obviously a playful dude. Like he likes to have a joke or a laugh or whatever, and he's not scared to do something stupid to get a laugh from other people. But she doesn't like that.
Y'all need to think of it the other way too. Aaron J is probably thinking, this is my best chance to get naked in front of Jody. Okay.
Yeah, but you got to impress somebody. If a man is going to get naked in front of me, he better be damn impressive, okay?
He thinks he's impressive.
Nobody thought so. Diamond turned around and called him little Aaron and slammed the door in his face. So now what that mean?
Josh also said little Aaron showed his little Aaron. Josh said it too.
Yeah, but
there you go. Well, there you go. See there?
Wait a minute. Diamond's got a fetish for feet. Like she likes Aaron H and all that toe stuff going on. She not.
Look, guys, she ain't the only one. Don't start no mess, and it won't be no mess, JR.
Yeah, but unfortunately, let's call it what it is. She's never going to be interested in like a younger guy like Aaron. She wouldn't be with Aaron H. Look how old he is. Like he's
but let's
the older, more mature guy. And
yeah, but I bet you he don't have no little Aaron. I bet you he got a big Aaron.
But let's remember Aaron J is in the art world.
Yeah,
he's probably disrobing in front of art classes. We don't know, but he's probably modeling too. So being unclothed around a whole bunch of people may not be as odd to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a point. But I'm like, I don't know. I'm thinking he's a little too old. He's not in college. And it's something like what you said, El said. He's giving very youthful vibes to be 30, 32. He's giving like 22, 21 age vibes. Like, no. That's like a lack of self-esteem, dignity. I don't want to see a man that I'm with or that is interested in me. I don't want to see him stoop to the level of unrobing in front of other people. That's just something that's private.
It's not private. You don't want to do it in private either.
No, not him, but somebody that I'd be interested in. You know,
I'm saying from Jody's perspective. Right?
Oh. Well, yeah. No, she's not interested. She wasn't interested in the kiss when they were fully clothed. Exactly. No, but see, these are things that are turning her off about him. Jody is very unattracted to the feminine sides and the feminine parts of Aaron. And
she's unattracted to everything about Aaron.
Everything. Exactly. Yeah. And I wish she would tell him that. I wish she would just be honest with him.
Exactly.
Even his display of his potential stroke did not have the desired effect on her.
No, nothing.
That young man placed that on his IG page, but he did it in slow motion. He said they sped the tape up, production sped the tape up because he was actually doing it much slower and it was much more sensual than that. Yeah. I don't care, Aaron. I don't care. That's not a good look. That's not a good look. And always with her, you're always trying to hit it from the back, and it's already suspect right there with you. It's already suspect. So you're not
Well,
helping.
well, listen. If it was Chris or Sandia behind her, she would have showed more interest, right? But the fact of the matter is, she's not attracted to Aaron at all. We've seen this the whole time. It would be a talking point if she actually was excited in any way about it. No, it was typical Jody behavior in response to anything he does. Whether he kisses her on the forehead, whether he snuggles up to her, whether he kisses her in the photo shoot, the dates, doesn't matter. Nothing he does incites any type of romantic or intimate or sexual chemistry from Jody's side. Nothing.
It screamed, if I got to do this to you, I don't want to have to look at you.
It screams it's never going to happen in real life.
Well, yeah, because she said that, didn't she? Say that like in her confessional as he was doing it. She said, this kind of game could give you an idea of whether you want to do it. And she said, and in my case, I wouldn't want to do this in real life with him.
Exactly.
So he's not for her.
So yeah. So this is, in my opinion, what Aaron needs to do, right? When he when he finally realizes that it's not going to change, it's going to be hard for him to do. Trust me, I've been there. It's going to be hard for him to do. But what you're going to have to do is, if she's cut off the intimacy and affection, and she's also, she's cut off the respect as well, then he needs to remove his attention and time. And they need to just go their separate ways. Because it's only his attention and time that are keeping her around, or keeping him with any chance of anything happening with her. The moment he takes those things away, that's it. Because that's all she really needs from him. That's all she's using him for. His attention and his time.
Jody wants a friend out of Aaron. I mean, I think we all see it. She wants him to keep him around as a friend and a plus one. And what is it? El Cid said earlier, a placeholder, I believe. That's what she wants from him. She doesn't need him for anything else. She's not, like you said, JR, she's not attracted to him.
No. Right. So listen, if you're going to have a relationship, a healthy relationship, there are many components to it. And if you are shutting down 2-3 major components of your relationship already, and not looking like there's any chance of you opening up and gradually becoming attractive to him, it's not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you want him as a friend, if you want him as a friend, be honest and say, listen, I see you as a friend. We can have, we can talk every day or whenever, but we're just going to be friends. If that's what she wants, she needs to just say that, not have him believing that there's some type of relationship that's going to come out of this. It's not. Right? Like I said, she went over and kissed Sandia.
Mm-hmm.
No problem whatsoever. Right? Chris ordered her. Like he just threw it out there. Yeah, I want to see you go and kiss Sandia. She got up straight away and did it.
Yeah. Well, anything Chris says, she's willing to do.
So that's what I'm saying. So Chris has more influence over her. Sandia obviously has more influence over her than Aaron J does. And Aaron J is the guy that she's with. Everything he does, he's in the doghouse. Everything everybody else does, the walls are down. And she's going along with whatever everyone else is saying. But when it comes to Aaron J, she's not good. She's not going with nothing.
Ari says having Aaron J as a friend is fine. The problem with Jody is she refuses to just say that, and that's where the issue lies with me in regards to her. I agree, Ari. I 100% agree with you, because it's not a problem that she wants to be friends with him, But please let him know that, because you clearly can see that he thinks of you as more than a friend. He wants to have a romance with you. He wants to have a relationship, maybe possibly marry you, and you guys could be creative giants together, maybe a power couple in the creative field. I don't know,
Mm.
but clearly that's not something that she's interested in him, and she does need to have the respect for him and his time, and just tell him the truth. That's what I like to see. But we're gonna move on to the next couple. Speaking of Sandia, a lot going on with Sandia and Chris, right? Uh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, a lot going on with them, guys. What did you think? On this week's episode, Chris planned a very special second date for Sandia. Did he get it right? What do you think, Elsid?
Chris just used all the budget money for dates. That's what I see. Chris wanted to do the helicopter at first, then he wanted to do the horseback riding, while everybody else's dates seem a little lackluster. I think Chris got the largest budget for dates. But
Yeah,
I
he
think
seemed like he did. Mhm.
I think
He
since
really
she
did.
said she agreed that it was a date that she always wanted to have, so I think he knocked it out of the park with her. I just, Sandia kind of talks on both sides of the coin. She's like, he's not a great communicator, but he listens. But then is she listening to him? Because he's saying, I don't want you to work. She wants to be
Yeah,
a
she went
nurse.
straight to school. That's crazy.
Right. After all this with nursing school, you don't want me to work. I'm hoping that the conversation was longer. Like, okay, I'll be a nurse, for 2 years, 5 years, and then we could reassess. But I, I don't know if she's listening to what he's saying.
Good point. Good, excellent point. She doesn't seem to be listening. She doesn't seem to take his words seriously. Like, I don't know what it is about her. Like, I don't even feel sorry for her anymore, Sandia. I mean, like, because he's telling you what he thinks of women, he's telling you what he thinks of decisions. So basically, I'd be concerned to ask him, well, you know, what difference does it make what decision I make with you? Because I'm a poor decision maker, right? According to you.
But
I
that's the
mean,
other thing. She did not help save him in the group, but she'd rather talk about that at the picnic together. When she's like, see, you didn't want to go to therapy. Wasn't that a good decision? And he agreed. So she's not going to save him publicly either.
yeah, and I guess that's a good thing, right? We think that's a good thing or no?
Well, it depends on the level of the relationship. I would like my significant other, or I would save my significant other. I'll be like, y'all misunderstanding him. He's saying that based on the past, but honey, didn't you just say therapy was a good decision and I made it? I would save him in the group. But she's not saving Chris. She's letting him roast.
Yeah, I think that's only fair. I think that's only fair since we women are the weaker, not so bright sex. Wink, wink. I think that's only fair that she allows him to roast. I mean, to me, that's the point of it. Let him roast. He's a man. He can protect himself, right? If he's supposed to be the provider and protector for her, certainly he can protect himself, right?
Well, apparently you providing her with a kiss from Jody too. I mean, really. Sandia, this is, to give someone an inch, they'll take a mile. Be careful of the slippery slope that you allow Chris to, push you down. It's like, if you did not wish to do this, you could refuse, and you could refuse, certainly harshly, because the thing is, this is now on camera and is, online for life. If you didn't wish to kiss Jody, then stand on that.
Yeah. Let's talk about that a little bit too, because, well, wait a minute. Let's go back before we get to that. Hold on. Let's go back. The date. Okay, so the horseback riding looks very beautiful. It looked very fun, and like she said, she's able to kind of check that one off her bucket list, right? Now they get to a place where there's a picnic set up for them, and Chris, away from everybody else, he's very good about pulling out the charm and trying to appear to be vulnerable with Sandia, and say, well, we got a big decision to make, and are you going to leave with me? Are you going home by yourself? I'm like, wow, like, why can't you be more vulnerable like this around other people? Like, what is it about you that thinks you have to be this fake alpha male, which clearly you are not, because if you were an alpha male, you wouldn't be so damn insecure. JR, what are your thoughts?
I didn't like what Chris was doing in this particular segment at all. It's like, first of all, when he was like, are you leaving here with me, or are you leaving, going alone or whatever? I was like, that's kind of like an ultimatum. Like, why are you putting her on the spot like that? Like, it's a very insecure move. But
Right.
even more so, I was very troubled by him basically saying that he doesn't want her to work and all this other stuff. That's too controlling. And the economy over there is not set up like that. He ain't making that type of money where she's going to stay in the house and not have no ability to go out and work. And nah, man, he ain't got it like that. So I thought it was a very manipulative move that he tried to do. And the reason why he's more vulnerable with her is because that's his woman. He's supposed to be more vulnerable with her. These people are just roommates that they've met over the last 2 weeks or whatever. But Sandy is his girl. He's always going to be more vulnerable with her than he is to the others. But like I said, I didn't like the Jedi mind tricks he was trying to play. Because that, to me, signifies that he plans to leave her in the house. He goes out there, works, strip clubs, all the stuff that he wants to do. But she's completely in the yard, waiting for him, pining over him, all this other stuff. And it's an insecurity because he doesn't want her to earn more than him, because that's how his last relationship failed. The 8-year relationship failed when that lady bettered herself and started making more than him. So he fears that if Sandia completes her nursing and all that stuff and gets a high-paid role, then that's going to change who she is, or potentially make her want to, she'll be out there working and having a life of herself and having her own money. I don't think he's comfortable with
that. JR, specifically, what I got to ask you, what do you feel about someone asking her? Just imagine this. Imagine Sandia is your daughter, and she spent, 3, 4, or 5 years getting her nursing degree, passing her nursing board exams to be licensed to be a RN. And this jerk is telling her that he doesn't want her to work. What would you think about that? Let's say that was your sister. Forget daughter. Let's say she was your.
That's controlling. And what I did like her response though. She said, "I don't mind having my own business and working from home." Like, so she's still talking about she's going to get her money and use her skills, her degree or whatever, to have some type of sideline where she makes her money. But I didn't like his line of questioning and where it was trying to lead to, because it seems like he's not keeping her captive, but basically he's trying to put it like, if you want to be with me, you're going to be in the house. And I'm going to make all the money. I'm going to set all the rules. You're not going to make no decisions. It's a very dangerous precedent that he's setting. But I'm glad that she kind of, she didn't get hostile, but she said, listen, I'm going to make my own money on the side, doing my own business or whatever. And more importantly, she doesn't want to be financed by her parents anymore. So it seems like she's being helped out either by her parents, and he could be financially able to help her out as well, which may be one of the reasons why she's with him too.
Well, yeah, that remains to be seen. But what about you? Thank you for that, JR. What about you, El Cid? What did you think about the whole I don't want you to work? What did you think about that?
Well, let me poke the bear a little bit. Isn't he doing what we are hearing so much about? Taking the leadership role, being the breadwinner for the home, making sure his woman is provided for. I mean, isn't that the narrative that most ladies are looking for right now?
Yes, it is.
Some ladies are, yes.
He
But there
never
are
said
probably
she couldn't be an entrepreneur on the side. He never said she couldn't, make her own money on the side. At least we didn't see that. But I think we're kind of how can I say it? It's the messenger. It's because it's him. Because I'm sure
Okay.
if we heard this message from Greg to Millie, it wouldn't
Mm.
be as, we wouldn't see it as harsh.
that's true.
So I think it's because it's him. It's because we've seen his friend. We have seen how he is moving. That we're
Yeah.
like, we see you as you trying to control the money, the finances, the household, and control her.
hmm Exactly.
But
Right.
he is saying what some ladies wish to hear. So he's
Yeah.
taking his leadership role. This is how my household will run with me as its head.
hmm This is
I
true.
want to I want to see the tax returns because I'm like host to Rhonda. First of all, if your girlfriend that became an attorney left you, right, after 8 years with you, I want to see the tax returns. How much are you actually earning? Because there's a lot of people out here calling themselves falling under the guise of entrepreneur, and they ain't got a pot to pee in and a window to throw it out, as my mama used to say.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
And
I
plus,
agree.
he also has
I
a
agree.
child, so his finances are going to be constrained because he has a child to take care of as well.
Who
So
does? Chris?
yeah,
I never. I thought he said the girl, his ex girlfriend had was the one that had the child.
no, he's got a child.
Oh, oh yeah. Now that's another hit. He's taking another hit. I definitely got to see those tax returns.
The tax
And I mean,
returns, the profit and loss statement, the balance sheet. I need to see
all
all
of
the
that,
documents.
all the documents, exactly, all the documents. And then even then, my thing, I guess I was going to say back to what you're saying. You bring up a very excellent point, El Cid. And as Miss Wilson says, yeah, the soft life. Okay, so now we do know that there are a number of modern women that are talking about this soft or softer life with a man who is a provider, a protector, and that woman doesn't necessarily have to work a full-time job, or she can be a stay-at-home mom. Okay, here's the thing about that though. I feel like what my father was well ahead of his time, because even back in the 60s, he told my mom before they got married, you can stay at home or you can work. It's your choice. I feel like, to me, that's the kind of soft life most women today would really better appreciate. Don't tell me that you don't want me to work. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that I can't work. Don't tell me that you don't want me to go to work. Let it be my choice. Now, if we're early in the relationship, we're married a couple of years in, and maybe we've decided to have our first child, then maybe yes, I might want to restrict my hours. I want to, be home for the first 6 months, maybe go back to work part time while the child is still young. But don't tell me what to do. I don't think there are too many women out here, honestly, even though they say they want the soft life, I don't think they really want to be forced to stay at home. I don't think no, most women, young women today, want to be forced to stay at home. That's a lot.
Yeah, but leadership looks different to some people, and if you want a leader as well, that's another trope that they put out there. They're looking for a leader. The leader says and gives the guidance and tells you what the plan is, and that this is his plan, and you just follow because you trust in his leadership and you have feelings for that guy.
No, it's not that
And if
simple,
you want to,
JR.
counter that and say, oh well, you know what, I want to make my own money and still have your money, you pay the bills and everything. Someone like Chris is gonna have a problem with that. That's why he's shutting that down from now. He doesn't want a boss babe. He doesn't want a boss chick as he's got. Keep that boss chick business somewhere else. He's looking for a completely submissive lady, and he thinks he's got that in Sandia. So he's trying to control
but
where,
but
you know,
I'm
where
gonna push
everything goes.
back. I'm gonna push back on that, JR, because I think that in what we have seen, that even if Sandia, as a nurse and keeping with her personality, we know nurses can make significant salaries. If
Oh,
she
yeah.
is the breadwinner, even as gentle and kind as she is, and she appears to be, I think he would still have a problem.
He sure would, because he's not in control. How is he going to be the leader if he's not the breadwinner?
But there are family dynamics where he is not making the most and is still considered the leader in his household.
That's not going to be Chris.
Is leadership financial? Do you buy
He
your
said-
leadership in your household?
Well,
No,
now,
I think from what
remember,
he's saying,
he's
he's
told us.
definitely, yeah, Chris is definitely tying in his role in their relationship to being the dominant person, whether that be out there working and earning. But also, you know, he said he wants her in the house. So that's just showing you that he's not really a team player in the sense where he wants her to go out and make 70, 80K a year doing nursing. He's not feeling that at all. And it's an insecurity on his part. He either thinks she's gonna listen, the only thing that makes sense to me about what he's trying to do is either he's intimidated by the fact that she might earn more than him, therefore the power dynamic changes and he loses control, or the fact that her personality might change, and because she's earning more than him, she may start to lose interest in him and see him as the weaker person in the relationship. So it's his own insecurities, and it's based on his own previous experience. If his ex-partner graduated from law school, went out and earned a killing doing her trade, it put him in an inferior position, and I guess he doesn't like that.
Yeah, and old 8-year-old girlfriend might have been tired of an 8-year-old boyfriend. Like, where's that going? 8
Exactly.
years, and you're in your mid-30s. Get a grip.
And you're
Like,
still
where did you
building, and you're still building your business, and I have to wait.
Right, exactly. Let me move on down the road and get me one of these fellow attorneys out here.
Exactly.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yep.
And,
Exactly.
but I want us to talk about let's move on to the party scene. So at Greg's party, we noticed that they're, like I said again, they were playing that kind of sexy game. And why do you think that Chris felt it was okay to ask Jody to kiss his girl? JR, you have any thoughts?
Why do I think he thought it was acceptable? Because I don't think he rates Sandia her boundaries, because it's something that they've obviously discussed before, because she said that, you know, she's they've spoken about it and he knows how she feels about that type of stuff.
Right.
And he still just very flippantly just said, yeah, get up and go and kiss Sandia. That's my challenge to you. Crazy. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Chris. Like, I don't understand why he's going to do that, especially with all the rumors about Jody and him connecting and all the trouble they got into initially. Why would you want her to go and do that to your girl? Like, that's just crazy. So he don't make sense to me. But like I said, he seems like, again, it's another position where he was in control of the situation. It was his turn to issue a challenge, and he controlled Sandia and Jody. Jody's not even his girl. But yeah, he basically just controlled both of them and said, "Wow, yeah, kiss in front of everyone." And they did it. That was crazy to me.
Very crazy to me also. But Elsie, what are your thoughts about it? Why do you think Chris was so comfortable telling Jody to go over there and kiss his girl.
He wanted to push Sandia's boundaries, and he wanted. He knew Jody would probably be up for it. But what I don't like is that you are volunteering two people to engage with each other, so for everybody's entertainment. It's like, no, you need to put yourself in that position. Say, Jody, either say, Jody, you kiss me, or Sandia, you kiss me, or give me a lap. Put yourself in it. Now you put two people,
Right.
you and you, kiss. Let me see. Let us all see.
Two women, because he feels like women were just sent here for his entertainment, apparently.
Right.
I don't know. Saying. This is the guy that likes to spend a lot of time and a lot of his money at the strip club too. Remember that?
Right.
It's like he's trying to see if Sandia is the party girl that he is, around.
Yeah,
I'm still trying to figure out if he wants them to be a trouble, the three of them. He's Sandia and old Jody, because he can see clearly Jody ain't working out with Aaron.
I don't think he would mind, and I don't think Jody would mind from what we have seen.
No, I don't think either of those two would mind. But Sandia clearly says she's not down with it. Does anybody know why Sandia was willing to let take a guess, your best guess at why Sandia was willing to allow Jody to kiss her for that one time?
To please Chris. But also, El Cid, you made a great point. And I don't even think you realized, like, when he made the suggestion, he clearly must have known that Jody would get up and do it. Why else would he feel so comfortable asking her? So he must know that she does like him. And as a way to, okay, show me how much you like me, go and kiss my girl, that's just off key. That's literally what
Yeah.
Well, I would know she would be open to it based on what we saw with her playing in Sandia's hair the last time they were talking.
Yeah, but she played. That's playing with the hair. That's like she might be trying to do the hair or style it or something. But
okay, JR, you don't see it the way a lady may see it.
It's not her first time around the rodeo kissing girls, because there was no hesitation, there was no resistance, none of that. She got up quite comfortably when they did it.
But you bring up a very good point, JR. To your point, I'm wondering as you're talking about this, it sounds to me like maybe we don't know for sure, but maybe behind the scenes, Chris and Jody have been talking about what they like, what she doesn't like. And if that's the case, then I've got some heat for Chris even more so, because why is he talking to her about that stuff? It's just like when we were looking at whether or not Josh had a talk with Alexis about a threesome. Did she like this? Does she like that? Like, dude, what are you doing talking to her about that? That's not your girl.
Yeah.
That kind of talk is very, that's very personal.
And well, the thing is, to a sexologist, it may not be personal. We don't know. Behind the scenes, she may have said, come and talk to me about anything sex wise or intimacy wise. I can help you. I'm a qualified sexologist, so share your thoughts with me and I'll guide you, type thing, as a means to try and get close to Chris. So that could also be a thing too. But ultimately, what we saw was one guy control both of them and say, well, basically tell them, go and kiss each other. And like I said, this qualified sexologist who's struggling to open up to her own man in any way, shape, or form felt comfortable to go and kiss another girl in front of everyone.
Right.
I bet you if Chris said, get up and go and kiss Aaron, she would have put up resistance and she wouldn't have done it.
I think that would have been actually a great thing for him to have done to help his boy out.
Would have caused
that.
There's no way she would have done it.
Why not?
I want Shady Production to have told us what she thought of the kiss, just like they did with the Aaron J kiss.
Yes.
Well, she was there long enough. That kiss was longer than the kiss she shared with Aaron J. So I think she was licking her lips afterwards, because she was down there for a long time. making that contact.
Exactly. She listen.
I
No
was like,
strangers.
I was like, hey, El said, I was like 1,000, 1,000, come up, 1,000, 1,000.
She's clearly no stranger to kissing lips, and take that how
Who,
you will.
who,
But
who
I must
made that song? I kissed a girl and I liked it.
yeah,
Katy Perry.
Katy Perry. Katy Perry. Yeah.
I
So
Yeah.
like the taste of her cherry lipstick. What?
cherry.
Hey now, hey now.
Listen, she likes hot Cheetos and pickles, so she probably likes spicy tuna and all types of things, right? So,
Now, now, whether Sandia had to taste those spicy chips or not, that's a whole nother story. But speaking of party, let's get to this couple, Millie and Greg. We see Millie and Greg. They actually have a very interesting. He wakes up. It's his birthday morning. They're downstairs. The whole group of them are downstairs in the kitchen, and they're all wishing him a happy birthday. Unbeknownst to him, of course, his girl Millie is planning a surprise party after they come back from their birthday dinner that she's taking him to. They get to the birthday dinner, and Greg, just total gentleman, and I'm just so enamored with him because my sapiosexual is just coming out. He's got this most beautiful vocabulary. I love it. But anyway, he decides that on his birthday he's going to gift a cultured pearl necklace to Millie, and he puts it on her, and she seems very enamored. What did you make of that, El Cid? That on his birthday he gave her a gift.
The cynical person in me is saying, Greg, you playing the game real good. You are playing. Whether it's for Millie,
Little finger.
there you go. Whether it's for Millie or for any other woman out there, you are playing it very well. Now, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt that Greg is, sincere. And I like the conversation they had. He gave her that necklace, lovely necklace. I think it's also to keep him out of the doghouse and in the boom boom room because, of the fiasco of remembering her birthday at first. So I think this was Greg kind of putting extra layer on top of, hey, I want you in my life. I would like us to go on this journey together. I would like you to, how can I say it, enjoy life with me. I have a plan, and it includes you. And I like how Millie added her, okay, I'm in your plan. Please consider these factors that I have to consider in your plan. I love their conversation.
Yeah. It stepped up like this last 2 weeks. Have you noticed, like, what did we miss with her that all of a sudden now she's more open to him and she's more focused on their relationship instead of being focused so much on Chris?
The boom
What
boom
do you
room?
think? Oh, okay, yeah. She did have that glow when they came out. You're right. She did have that glow, So Brother Greg may be good with more than just those words. I see what you're saying. I see what you did there, I'll see it. Okay, JR. We're gonna pull you into this. What do you think was going on with the dinner? How did you what was your take on the dinner, the birthday dinner for Greg and not Sandy, with Millie?
yeah, she put a lot of effort in to get everybody involved. And I think I agree with El Cid. Like, because she put such effort in, then it would look real bad that he forgot the exact date of her birthday, even though it was they've moved on past it. So I think he got that present for her as a way to kind of say thank you for putting it together, even though it's a surprise party. He had it there already, but I think it was like, you know what, you're my woman, it's my birthday, but I'm sharing it with you. Here's a gift for you as well. Very thoughtful idea. I think Greg really likes Millie. Millie likes Greg. I still have high hopes for them sticking out their relationship. But I think he was just trying to avoid the doghouse and staying in the boom boom room as often as possible for the remainder of their time there.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, why not? If you can, if you can keep on her good side, and you guys can get along, then the boom boom room would be like the one of the goals there at the house, right?
Yeah, if she's down for it, that's the thing. It's whether she's down for it. If her head's into it, then yes.
Okay.
If she puts her walls up again, then no, it's not gonna happen. There's times where she doesn't like to be kissed by him either. She
Yeah.
recoils, or she'll give the first kiss and then she'll turn the cheek for the second
Well,
one.
what did you think about at the dinner and later on? What did you think about when he kissed her? Did she recoil or did she seem quite receptive to it?
Nah, so that's what I'm saying. The first kiss, it's like she seemed receptive. Then I think he went to kiss again and she turned the cheek.
Ah.
Twice she did that.
Yeah, twice. Yeah. So
Oh.
it's limited how much she's opening up to him. She's still got walls up, but she's warming up to him. She's not in her head at this point. She's going with the flow, trusting the process.
Going with the flow. Okay. So let's move over to the surprise birthday party. The house got together, and well, with the exception of Aaron H. and Diamond, who were busy playing pool and didn't want to be bothered. The rest of the house got together and put up decorations and blew up balloons and put up, confetti, whatever. They did all this stuff and got ready for him to come back so they could surprise him. And it turned out to be a big surprise. He seemed very genuinely pleased. What did you think about the sex games, Elsie?
Well, before the sex games, I would like to stand up and say that on Chris's behalf, even though Millie has ran him through quite a few times, he still chipped in. Okay, he still chipped in.
Yes, she did. You're right. You're very right about that. He did. He gets a point for that. He does get a point for that. We got to give credit over here where credit is due. You're right. You're absolutely right.
What I did like the trigger words, or you take a shot, that was pretty awesome. I would have liked to have known why she chose Diamond's name as well as the trigger word. kind of petty, but I loved it.
Yeah, she did say that. You're right. I hadn't thought of it that way, but yeah, that was a little shade there. A little fun shade.
Right, but I like the games or whatever. I figured people were going to go off the deep end, but I liked most of it stayed with their partner, except for the Jody Sandia kiss.
Yeah.
But I was expecting it to go way wilder. I was waiting for the other shoe to drop, but I was so happy to see that everybody was just there to have a good time, enjoy each other's company, and just celebrate. That was very, very, very well done and very well placed for production.
Yeah, I thought Josh gave Shay a nice little dance there for a guy. He gave her a little lap dance. Did you recall the dance that Josh did for Shay?
Yeah, that would not have pumped my blood, but I'm glad it pumped Shay's blood. Okay.
Right. Well, I'm saying they're the couple, not us. So she seemed to enjoyed it, and I thought he put a little extra swag in it. I'll say that for him. So
Shay's lucky as Josh. Yeah. Shay's lucky as Josh. If she was at a real club, she couldn't touch the dancer.
Oh yeah, that's right. She sure couldn't. Speaking of Shay and Josh, let's go ahead and jump right into them. Shay and Josh this week, they were the ones that had their family and friends come to the house. So Shay had her beautiful younger sister come, and Josh had his friend who, unfortunately, Mr. Warren, after this episode was filmed and put in the can, unfortunately, between now and then, he unfortunately has passed away. So condolences to Josh and to Warren's family. But But Warren was nice though. Warren was he was a nice guy. You know, when I first saw him, does anybody watch 90 Day, not 90 Day Fiance? Was that 90 Day Fiance?
I
Who
think
was the
yeah.
guy? Who was the guy out in California that was heavy set like Warren? Because at first when I saw him from the back, I said, "Is that the guy from 90 Day Fiance?" You know, the one that was dating the girl, and
Yep.
he had never met her, and turned out she was a guy. It was a catfish.
Yep. I know who you're talking about.
That's who I thought Warren was at first until they showed his face, and I was like, okay, no, it's not him. It's not him. But what did you think? What did you think of their friends and family that came? Because obviously Shay's sister was a little more difficult to please. She had a lot of questions for Josh and Shay.
Okay, I think I'll go then. I'll volunteer. It seemed to me that Shay's been keeping the relationship a secret. And I think that led to a lot of the skepticism from the sister. She's like, you know, if this guy's so great, why haven't we heard much about him? You know, and you haven't seen each other, and it's been 12 years. So I think Shay kind of created that by not really talking about him or saying that she's in a relationship. The other telling thing that I got from that was when the sister said he's not like the other guys that you date. So that means they kind of been exclusive for that 12 years because Shay's been dating guys that the sister knows about, and Josh is nothing like them.
Ah, good point. Good point.
What I took from the interaction is that, and I do not have siblings, but the friends that I know that have sisters, even if mama doesn't know, the sister usually knows.
Mm-hmm.
So for her to keep it even from her sister, who, as JR mentioned, is encountering all the other men that, you know, Shay is dating, that kind of rang warning bells in my head as well, because you've kept him from even your confidant, your sister.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of like, I was looking at Shay kind of sideways with that. But so when the sister accepted him, I was kind of skeptical because it's like, she just dropped this gentleman in your lap, and you've only had maybe an hour or two in his presence or at this house, and you're willing to accept him. I kind of looked at that kind of shaky.
I will also say, I'll give Josh credit. Josh handled that.
Could you tell us a little bit more about why you felt that way? Go ahead.
Me or JR?
Go ahead, JR.
Yeah,
I wanted you to elaborate.
Right, Josh handled that situation very well. He's confidently answering the questions, and he clearly showed that he's into her. So that, I think that also helped alleviate some of the fears that the sister may have had, despite only knowing him, you know, meeting him for the first time during that interaction.
But JR, if this is my first time meeting this man that my sister or someone as close to me as a sister, and then he's talking, or they are talking about moving to a different state that is completely far from me, I would totally be looking at him sideways. And her too. Because it's like, you have not mentioned anything. Now I'm thinking, did you even mention, you know, he had a kid within this 12-year span with his roommate? I mean, the sister is without so much information. That's why I'm looking at it shaky too. It's like she's without so much information about their relationship activities that for her to give a blessing of any kind, I kind of sideways it.
Yeah, no, I understand that. But on the other hand, the counter to that is they've been together 12 years. In some capacity, whether it's exclusive or not, they profess to have a 12-year relationship. So when the sister asks, like, you know, why did it take so long for you to meet each other and things like that, those are logical questions to ask.
We all want to know.
Yeah, we all want to know that. But yeah, that's the counter. Yeah, okay, they're talking about these plans and everything, but after 12 years, you would be talking about those plans. You know, you would be kind of like, okay, we've done all the 12 years of talking and not seeing each other, no intimacy, no, it's catch up time now. It's time to make things happen. It's been long enough. Can't wait another 12 years or 2 or 3 years. That'd be crazy. You know, we've met now, we've got chemistry, we've clearly gotten the best in the house so far. So, you know, I think it's only natural that they're going to be talking about future plans, because next episode everybody goes home. So is he going to go back to Tennessee or Memphis or wherever he's from, and she's going to go back to where she's from, and then it's long distance again? They should be trying to close the gap, and how they do that is they plan, okay, who's going to move to which state? Okay, this is how it's going to work. I've got kids, I've got roots here, so I'm going to have to go back every other weekend or whatever. Or is Shay going to move down to where he is because he's got kids?
Yeah, but I think I see what Elle said. Her concern is, and the same thing I feel like, okay, so he's in Memphis, Tennessee. She's down in Florida. They're in two different states, right? But Josh is talking about moving to Texas so that they can start afresh in a new city and this type of thing. So, but here's the thing. They've just spent all this time in front of the cameras and in this house with other people. How do they really know how they're going to get along one-on-one? That's the question.
Exactly. That is my question for all these couples. Whether or not, you say yes or no, the thing is, you are living together in a controlled environment. You do not know what the person is like after a hard day of work, after a terrible commute.
Right?
You don't know, their morning rituals. I mean, there's so much to daily life, and the added for Shay is Josh has 2 kids. Being an instant stepmom is different.
Of course, but the thing is, you're not going to find those things out by more talking.
Right.
The only way you're going to find out what this person's like after a hard day of work, or their tendencies, and whether they put milk in the cereal first, or the cereal first, or whether
not the milk or the cereal first. Not that question.
The only way you're going to find those things out is to now apply it in real life. So once you've come out of this controlled environment, someone has to make a move where you spend time together. And
yes,
so he's going to have to go to Florida. But like I said, if he's got kids and things like that, it depends how constant he is in their lives. He did say that he doesn't want to leave his kids, so
right. That's what I was about to say. Miss Wilson said that Josh said he would never leave his kids in Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm wondering, with that being said, how does he know that the mother, who I'm assuming has at least partial custody, if not full custody physically of the kids, how does he know that the mother, the children's mother, is going to allow them to come to Texas?
Again, that's what you find out after the show. When you make a go of it in real life, these are things that they're going to have to navigate.
Now, I'm giving Josh the benefit of the doubt. I'm hoping he's not going to Texas because it's one of the lowest rates for child support.
Oh, my goodness. Is that true? Really?
Yes, it is.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. That's interesting.
We also have to factor in how does the relationship continue, because he has a child with a former roommate. So Shay has to obviously meet this lady, and then be again probably she may come over feelings or whatever. She may get feelings about how their interaction took place. So there's going to have a lot of trust involved in that situation too.
Monique King has a solution. She says they should all be roommates. The baby mothers, Josh and Shay, the 4 of them.
You'll be sleeping with everybody.
Well,
building a community.
You are so wrong for that, Elsie, but exactly. And Ari has a great question. Ari wants to know, and so do I. Does he have full custody of his children? Because if he doesn't, why does he want to up and leave his kids? Good question. Excellent question. That's what I'm wondering too.
Well, if he
That
had
is
full custody, he wouldn't be on the
maybe
show.
what else is said that Texas has a lower child support rate, so maybe he'll drop off from $100 a month to $50 a month. Who knows?
Yeah, but if he has full custody, he wouldn't be on the show. He wouldn't be able to take 2 weeks away from them.
Well, he can assign somebody. You can have somebody be their legal guardian for a period of time while you're away. But let's in all of this discussion, let's not forget that even within a household, there are parents that have to go away for months at a time for work. So, every family will have to have a way, and they will have to navigate it however they can. But people who have mom, dad, and kids together, they too face separation issues.
Yeah.
I don't know, but in the chat they're saying that Texas, they may have a lower child support rate, but a couple of our chatters are saying that they will chase you down for that back old child support. So don't get behind on that sucker.
And the other thing is, he plans to have more kids with Shay. So
yeah,
on to
that. Right. Thank you, LMV. Happy Father's Day. Oh yeah, I'm moving away. That's what he's telling the girl, the children's mother right now. Hey, it's happy Father's Day. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm leaving. Moving out of state.
And here's your new stepmom.
Oh yeah, and here's your new stepmom, Shay.
Yeah, and he's gonna have more kids too. He wants to have more kids with Shay. So you're gonna have a stepbrother or stepsister coming soon too.
There's so many tax returns I need to see on this show. I need to see his returns. Before he starts talking about having any more kids, I need to see those tax returns, sir. I need to see them. Make sure you can protect and provide. I need to see them, sir. No, you notice Josh hasn't said anything about making Shay a stay-at-home mom. You notice that, right?
She said she's not staying home. She's going to the brunch.
Yeah, she's going brunches, and she's going to be out there. She's not going to be at home.
Oh, she going to be outside? Oh, yeah. My goodness. Who's going to be taking care of these children that he has?
Yeah, they're his kids. They're not hers.
Yeah, but if they're in the house with you, listen, JR, the way this thing works, if children are in the house with you, you are also their parent. I'm sorry. That's the way I see it. If those children are raised in your house and she's his wife or girlfriend or whatever, she has to take a part, some consideration and some responsibility for those children, whether they're hers or not. That doesn't make any difference.
Yeah, some responsibility, but she's not their mom. So she can be out there doing brunches and all the other things that she said she was on the episode.
And she's not leaving them with a stranger. She's leaving them home with their dad.
Yeah, or the mom's gonna have to. She's gonna be out there doing her thing regardless.
Yeah, you're right. She did say he's a homebody. She did say that.
Mm-hmm. And he said he's a homebody as well. Yeah.
Lord have mercy. Well, I don't know.
Homebody that know how to lap dance. Okay.
Oh yeah. You noticed that too. He got the moves, huh? He got the moves like Jagger. He got the moves like Jagger, but he knew what to do though. Wait a minute. Oh yeah. Miss Wilson says, but okay, remember now, he says it'll probably be about 2 years before they get married. So now I wonder what's going to come first, the babies or the marriage? Wonder what's going to come first. So he says
for him right now, it's babies.
Nah, he don't need to do that no more. He already did that twice. Come on now, Josh.
Work for him.
You know what? When our people come and put him in the jail cell for that child support payment that he didn't make, we're gonna see if this is really working out. But okay, did we get everything out that we need to get out about Shay and Josh, and we can wrap this thing up with the last couple?
Yeah.
You got everything.
Also, there is one thing that we didn't mention though.
What's
and
that?
that was with Millie and Greg. Now, they talked about having kids too. Millie said that her window of opportunity
Oh, yeah. Thank you for
is,
bringing that up.
yeah, her window of opportunity is coming up. So she's looking to have a child very soon. And, you know, there wasn't necessarily a talk of marriage before that happens. But I just thought, you know what? You waited 3 years. You live in the same state. You waited 3 years to see each other. And then now you're dropping that your window closing. So you want to have a child now. Like, yeah. Crazy.
Yeah. You think that's
Also,
maybe why she's getting so sweet all of a sudden now? She's looking at that ticking time clock. What was Greg's expression? Because he was munching on his food when she said that, but the look he gave her, I couldn't quite read that. Elsie, what was that look he gave her?
that look was like, I have a plan. Now I got to reconfigure this plan, but I don't want to completely get back into the doghouse. So how do I keep chugging along?
Exactly.
Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive, huh?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't want to set her off. Not on my birthday.
Not with all the utensils around.
Yeah. Not while I've just bought her a diamond. No way.
That's why she got a knife right there by her hand.
Exactly. She got cutlery in her hand.
You're wrong. You're so wrong. She got a knife and a fork right by her side.
and here's the thing: she used that butter knife to cut, and we know butter knives are not meant to cut. Okay?
They're not.
No, but she did it effortlessly.
Yeah, she got some knife skills. Yeah, so Greg he was walking on eggshells with that one. Thanks for bringing that to our remembrance. Thank you for bringing that.
And we didn't talk about the matching tattoos with Shay and Josh.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Let's talk about the matching tattoos. Yes, that's right. That's right. Because that was their date. That was basically their date. Their date. They spent their money on matching tattoos. So, what did you guys think about that? Now, see it since you brought it up.
Never ever ever matching tattoos.
Why not? They're in love. They're gonna be married in the next 2 to 3. In fact, I guess they should be married right now then, because it's 2 years later.
I don't know if I'm gonna keep you. I'm gonna have this tattoo forever. No.
Well, at least it didn't have his name on it. My sister, she was married and she got her then husband's name on her with this rose thingy or whatever it was. And I said, oh, Lord. I said, why did you get that man's name on you? And she said, well, easy, because if it doesn't work out, I can always have it filled in. And sure enough, it didn't work out. She got it filled in.
My thing is, I'm paying somebody to hurt me. I'm paying for pain. And that don't compute in my mind. But for those who do like and have tattoos, that's perfectly fine. But my thing is, you know, tumultuous relationship that they have, I would not get a matching tattoo. I'm sorry, I can't commit to hairstyles. I really can't commit to tattoos. even if it's not a dude. Right. Even if it's not about a dude, I may not want this tattoo in a year.
I'm not getting a tattoo. That's the first thing. I'm not getting one, so I ain't never gonna have to have that problem or that issue or that worry. But what I will say is this, though: at least Shay and Josh, they were smart. They didn't put each other's name on the tattoo, so it wasn't like Shay put Josh all over her body in big red letters or something like that for the next guy to see, and it wasn't like Josh put Shay's name on his arm. They put something that, yeah, they're matching. But if they're not together, guess what? They're just tattoos. They're no longer matching.
The problem is tattoos are long term and they can last longer than your relationship does. So if the relationship breaks down, now you've got some tattoo that reminds you of that person. So, you know, you need to alter it or get it removed. So
and it's on my forearm. Every time I'm pulling out a credit card, I gotta see that where they placed it.
Exactly.
That's why I don't believe in tattoos, ladies. I don't believe in them. Not to mention, that when you got beautiful velvety skin, I just don't see the purpose of interrupting that flow of brownness, or olivey skin, or whatever your skin tone is. Cafe au lait. I just don't see the purpose of interrupting that. And I'm gonna tell you, honest to goodness, somebody explain to me what's up with the women getting all these tats on their breasts. The breasts are some of the most beautiful parts of a woman's body. Why are these women out here tatting their breasts up? Oh my God. Never mind the neck. Never mind the neck.
Especially when gravity will take a hold of it later in life.
Oh, girl, stop it. Stop it. I don't know about that, but I'm just saying. I don't know. Like, for me, and this is like years later, now tattoos, like a friend of mine just told me recently, he said, Aubrey, you might as well get over it. Everybody's got a tattoo now, which is not true. Everybody doesn't, because I damn sure don't. But I will say this. So going back some years ago, in my biological family, I had a very, very, very beautiful cousin, and she was getting married, and it was all the white dress and all of that. And what to me was so distracting was she had this beautiful traditional gown on, and she had these tats on her body, on her arm, and like I was like, it just took away. Does anybody understand what I'm trying to say here?
Yeah,
Like when you see like you got train tracks, and you got whatever, I don't know, gangs, whatever people are throwing up on their arms and necks and whatnot. It just looks weird. Like what?
Don't go after them paw prints.
Yeah, paw prints, ladders, arrows.
Not the paw prints. Not the paw prints. Where the paw prints? Is that the girl that's getting them now? They got them all on their thigh. The paw prints are going up to the cookie jar.
To the hoo-ha.
That's been a while, because Eve has it too. Remember, Eve has it.
Oh yeah. God, wait a minute. I thought her paw print was on her arm though. Is it on her thigh?
On her chest. It's on her chest. Eve,
it's on her chest.
The rapper.
Yeah, no, I know Eve is. I know exactly, and I know she had paws, but I didn't know. I thought they were on her. I thought it was on her arm. It's on her chest.
Yeah.
They're probably everywhere now.
You know what? Y'all knock yourselves out. That's all I got to say. Y'all do what y'all do, because that stuff. Ooh, whatever. LV says the choo-choo tray. Don't forget the choo-choo tray. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, Miss Wilson, you got what they call a. I'm not gonna even say what they call that on your lower back. We know what they call that stamp, don't we? We know. But go ahead, girl. Oh, look at you. Kept it cool, because you know what? You could go to work and it is still PC. You see, I like that, Miss Wilson. That's smart. That is smart. Because if I were to ever get one, it would not be on any part of my body where you could see it, like for real. That's right, just crazy.
I wanted them in my 20s, but when I was coming out of college and looking at a job, that job had said no tattoos. So it kind of fizzled. Right, it kind of fizzled for me. So I was like, okay, whatever. And I just never got one.
Yeah, in the military, when my daughter joined the Navy, part of their rule was for appearances wise, is that you could have tattoos just as long as they did not show up in a summer dress uniform. So that would mean short sleeve for guys and gals. So once you start putting all that stuff, like people got sleeves all up and down their arms, like what? And you got stuff all on your neck, like what? To me, just it has a certain connotation. I'm sorry, I'm old school, and when I see people with that, I'm like looking at them like, clutching my purse and my pearls. Okay, like what's going on here? What gang are you in? And you may not be, but I know I'm old school. I'm just real old school like that. I will say my daughter did finally get one, and she did put it on her ring finger, and you can barely see it. It's like the initials of my mom's name, all three initials, very small, very dainty, and any ring that she would wear would cover it up. So I really like that.
Well, I'll say this: most of the time, if you're getting a tattoo on the small of your back, you're getting it for someone else, because you can't see it. You're not
That's
able
right.
to.
That's what Miss Wilson said. Miss Wilson said the lower back. Miss Wilson, Mr. Wilson, does he like that? He like that on your lower back, girl? Oh, nod your head. Yes, if he do. Yeah, he likes it, don't he? That's just
That's
for
my
him.
thing too. Why would I get a tattoo and I can't see and enjoy it? Why am I doing it for the rest of the world?
You don't even know if the tattoo artist messed it up. They might have messed that sucker up, man. You get home and your husband like, what? He put somebody else's name on my back? What? On our back? What? And you don't even know. You like, yeah, I paid him. He was supposed to put your name on there, baby.
That's when you only have them put property of so they can fill in a blank.
And also stay away from the Chinese lettering as well, Chinese writing, because you never know what that's going to mean.
I used to have this shirt and I would wear it in the summertime, and all the guys would ask me, it was Chinese lettering, and all the guys would ask me, what does it say? And I said, it says made in America. I had no idea. I had no idea
what it said. Yeah.
Oh no, Ella V, you did not think like a neck tattoo. You are, girl, get out of here with that. Get out. You're fired, Ella. You're fired.
Hey, but there are temporary tattoos now that last 2 weeks. I could do those.
Yeah, now that would be cool. I like, well, you know, when I was over in Toronto, the first time I went to Toronto, I loved that this festival. I went to the Carabata Festival. I love that they had all these artists that had the what is that called? The henna. Yeah, the henna tattoo. Right. Yeah, right. I love that. I had my henna tattoo done up and I loved it, but I was glad because it's gonna wash off in a few days.
Yeah, like it's henna's a lot of Indian people use henna, right, in their culture as well. So with Toronto being highly populated with Indians, it's probably a main feature at Carolina.
Yeah, that's exactly who did it. It was an Indian vendor that did my tattoo. You're absolutely right. It was beautiful. I loved it, but I loved also the fact that it wasn't permanent. It was just something for like weekend, you know, to hang out for the weekend and to look exotic and to look cool. But you know, like Elsie said, it's not permanent. Guys, we gotta move on. We got one last couple.
Okay.
I know you can't wait to talk about Diamond with a Y and Aaron H. I know you guys can't wait. First of all, let's start here. What did you guys think about the whole uppity attitude that Diamond and Aaron took with the planning of the party and the preparation? They didn't want to be involved. Do you feel that was justified? Elsie, let's go over to you.
They showed their immaturity because the thing is, you can certainly help plan the party. You could certainly help blow up the balloons, even if you're not going to partake. I mean, that is part of, you know, mature behavior in my mind. Like, okay, I'm not feeling y'all right now, but I could get over my emotions because we were in a hot seat like everybody else. I could get over that and still do something good for Greg. I never knew Greg, you know, to tick off anybody. Greg is kind of like Switzerland in the house. So to not want to be even involved in the planning or putting up streamers or anything, I thought was very immature. I really thought so. It was like petty. Then you could have left the house for the day then, instead of just being there. If they could have, if production would let them, just leave then. Leave for the day. It did not look good to me. If you're saying you're the elders and you're trying to show them how to behave and how to navigate the world, that was not the best way to do it. Yeah,
you got all this advice for everybody, and you both are staunch Christians. Like, what happened to the forgiveness rule? What happened to the forgive and forget? I mean, like, everything they said to you, in my opinion, was justified. Nobody said anything to you last week that wasn't justified, because Diamond, yes, you were meddling. Aaron, you know, you've been a little messy there too. And people were just getting you were getting your comeuppance. And sometimes in life, you know, just like when I was a child, you know what? Every now and then I got a scolding or a spanking. And you know what? I feel good after I got it, because you know why? I knew I deserved it. like my conscience is clear now. I can say, yeah, you're right. I deserve that. Now I got a clean slate. So why get upset with Greg? Because like you said, El said, he is like Switzerland. Everybody gets along with Greg. Everybody loves Greg. I love Greg.
I think it was immature, but it was also a very smart business decision because I think had they been there, they would have been more likely for something to kick off between the couples.
Mm,
I think
okay.
the way that they stir the pot, and sometimes they make wittingly or unwittingly instigate stuff. It's best that they're out of the drama completely. After hearing the feedback from the couples last week with the questions that they were asked, I think it was kind of a petty move to remove themselves completely, but it was for the best because then you can allow everyone who's pretty cool with each other to just enjoy Greg's birthday party rather than have some interaction that leads to hostility between Diamond or Erin and Jody or Diamond and Shay or anything like that. So yeah,
Mhm.
I ain't mad at them removing themselves. In fact, you could even say it was quite mature of them to do it. Why? Because they probably could see that it would be a problematic situation if they stayed. With the drinking, the naked Aaron running around the house, the kissing, the two girls kissing, that doesn't seem like that would sit well with those two.
But
Yeah,
it's also not what you do, it's how you do it. So the play in the pool and all of that, I would have been like, hey, young people, y'all gonna party in a way that my body cannot handle. So we gonna vacate to the boom boom room across the courtyard so y'all can have the whole house to yourselves. It's how you do it. You can leave and not participate, but it's how you leave.
That's true. That's true. But the board side of it, I don't think they would have been cool with the stuff, the shenanigans,
Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, some of that was I could see where for an older couple, I could see where it would be a little bit over the top, all the girl on girl kissing or the, Aaron from the back trying to give it to Jody and Jody rolling her eyes to the heavens. Like it was a lot. It was definitely a lot. But well, let's dial back. Let's go back a little, or I'm sorry, let's go forward. So after the party, they go, Aaron and Diamond go on their date, and Aaron has planned this beautiful wine tasting out in the vineyards, type of date. And they're very nicely dressed. They're even matching. She's got on red. He's got on a red shirt. And we know that Aaron is already planning to pop the question to her. So they get to the final destination, and he drops down on bended knee and asks her, would she be his wife? He even has the ring and everything. And Diamond is just stunned. She's not saying anything. What is going on?
Let's just say it's just beautiful.
El Cid, what do you think?
Yeah, the venue is absolutely gorgeous. The vineyard is beautiful. So whoever the set director was with the candles and the tulips and everything, that was absolutely gorgeous. Now, don't have me walking in my high heel shoes after I done had a whole glass of Moscato to get there. I need a little carriage ride, but that's just me. But it was
all right.
absolutely beautifully put together, and I don't see how she would be so surprised considering it's their last date.
Well, I'll say this.
Right.
Like with the whole worrying about her feet having to walk in them heels or whatever, don't worry. Aaron H is gonna take care of them feet. And
yeah, he is.
I think Aaron was very clear from the onset what his plan was. He told the rest of the guys, listen, before we leave here, I'm going to propose to my woman. So he had the ring ready, and he feels like they've been brought closer by the stuff that's gone on in the house so far. and
Right.
it's him and his girl against the world. So, he's a man of his word. He popped the question. She seemed hesitant. It wasn't she broke down and started crying, which, you can't really say anything about how emotional she was because that may have been tears of joy but
Yeah.
I think the hesitation, the fact, unless they deliberately edited it to make it a cliffhanger, which is more than likely what they've done, made it a cliffhanger so we tune in next week to see what happens.
Of
But
course.
yeah, I don't think there's a reason for her to say no based on how they've been in the house. There haven't been any major roadblocks. I mean, they overcame the argument with the sister. They overcame all the tension in the house with Jody and Shay, and they've overcome all the advice they've been given from the therapist. So I want to know what her hesitation was about. So that's why I'm going to tune in next week. I want to know if it was deliberately, prolonged just to keep us interested, or if there was some genuine concern why she's thinking about saying no.
Maybe she's
Mm.
crying because that was the ring she said she wanted, and she's just overwhelmed with emotion.
True. Maybe she's crying because there were some petrified tulips.
Lord Jesus.
What in the world does petrified tulips had to do with it? They were kind of droopy though.
Exactly. That's what I mean. They were droopy.
But they were not petrified, however, they were droopy. Maybe it was the heat of the sun. Who knows?
They were cascading. Yeah. They were cascading.
Oh yes, that's right. They were cascading. I'm sorry.
They were dying. They were thirsty.
They were thirsty. Like now you know. Did I slip up and say what I was thinking? I'm sorry. Okay, I gotta get serious. Hold on. I gotta get serious. But seriously, I've watched this week's episode, a couple of times, and I kept looking because I didn't notice it earlier on. But Diamond does not seem to be as into Aaron as Aaron is into Diamond. Is it just me?
No,
it's
the
always
other
been like
housemates that as well. The other housemates called her out on that. They said, "Why is it always him professing his love for her?" And he's always saying how he's got her back, and this that the other, and she doesn't reciprocate. And
right.
What we do in private, you guys will never see. And then that's when Erin J was like, "Oh, so you agree now that couples can say and do stuff and be closer than what it may seem in front of everybody else."
Yeah,
it's always been like that. I haven't seen her doting on him.
Nope.
Exactly. They pointed it out, and I guess it really opened my eyes to it because I always thought, oh, yes, she does. Yes, she does. She reciprocates. But this week, when I watched her expressions, there was something. When he said, it was something he was saying to her during this whole wine tasting, and she looked at him. Oh, when they were in the carriage or the car, and he was saying something to her, and she looked at him, and she just kind of like squinted up her mouth, like, "What are you talking to me for?" I was like, "Wait a minute now, you're acting like Jody acts with the other Aaron. What's really going on here? Does she really love him or what?"
Here's a hypothesis. Remember, they said with the chaos, they got close. With all the chaos, they got close. It could be that now, right? It could be that now that we are not causing chaos or we are not meddling in other people's affairs, now I gotta sit there and look at you, the person I'm with, because I'm not interacting with other people. So now I'm not, like a butterfly hopping from flower to flower. I gotta sit there and look at you, pay attention to you, because I don't want to be around anybody else. And now I'm looking at you and I'm like, oh, okay.
And you know what? That's a very key point. You know why? Because most of the people that are disruptors in these type of shows are the ones that don't actually want to focus on their own relationships. They spend other time meddling to distract them to
Right.
the situation.
Mm.
So that's a very valid point. Or, and I hate to bring it up again, but maybe sitting up close to him in the car and he's talking, and she's like, "Man, your breath smells like feet."
Lord Jesus, no.
How did I know you were gonna go there? I knew you were gonna go there. That's
Yo.
a cheap shot, JR. That's a cheap
But
shot.
JR, it smells like her feet, so she should like it.
She
No.
should.
Some people don't like their feet. Some people are afraid of their own feet.
I hope that's not Diamond.
You never know. Depends how the skills are affecting her bunions and her corns and stuff. And
But he just had some wine. He just washed the stuff down. He just had some wine.
Ooh, you guys are shifty and shady. Oh my goodness. That is terrible. That is terrible. That is terrible. Aaron H is a friend to the channel. How y'all talking? Let me bring Aaron back up here and see what he has to say about this. But I really did. Honest to goodness, I'm not trying to be messy or anything, but I really watched her this week and I thought to myself, does she really like him? Or like people were starting to say, does she just like the idea of being with him and getting him all hyped up? Because the thing of it, what I'm beginning to wonder is, does she like hyping him up? Because Aaron does seem to be this person that when he's with the woman, he will do almost anything for his woman, just like that wife that he was married to. And I hate to bring this up, but sometimes you can tolerate too much from even your significant other.
Yeah. Also,
then it sounded.
I'll tell you something else, right? Maybe those tears were the reality setting in, that the process is coming to an end now. So decisions have to be made on how living arrangements are going to go and how things are going to continue. So when he's proposed, now she's thinking, wow, her whole life is going to change now. She's now going to be engaged to this guy. And now things have to get serious. He's already met the daughter. And, take it on well. She's going to have to meet his kids. And it's real life now. Coming up,
all six of them.
Exactly.
And as you were saying earlier, it was he's looking a lot like Aaron J now.
Mm-hmm.
In that moment of him being the doting one, and she is not as overly expressive, or not that we have seen.
No,
similar to Jody.
Right. What does he think about that? Since he was all dipping in Jody and Aaron's business, what do he think about his own woman? It's not very doting.
But you see, now everybody dipped in their business and they have a problem.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. That's exactly it. And that's why I said it's a bit of a petty move to remove yourself from everybody, because they had something to say about you during the games last week.
And they had permission to get into your business.
Exactly.
Right. That's right.
So they probably thought that they were invincible or infallible, and they were untouchable. They can critique everybody else's situation and observe what everybody else is doing, but as the elders, no one's going to have anything to say about their relationship. To their surprise, people were like, "Yeah, why is it Aaron? That's Aaron is the chaser." But why is it that you don't even reciprocate the energy that he brings to you when he's being affectionate? He wears his heart on his sleeve by the looks of things. Mm-hmm. And she doesn't. She's much more reserved.
She is.
To the point where the other housemates don't even see it. And they've been with them for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just really noticed it this week, and I was kind of taken back by it, because I thought that Diamond was really into him, and maybe she is. Maybe, like you said, maybe she's just reserved. Everyone has a different personality. But the the effort and passion that she puts into meddling with other couples and their business, I'm wondering why she doesn't put that same passion and energy into, like going rah rah for her man.
I wonder, is Erin still on the forgiveness tour? With her,
Probably.
because it could be that she said she's forgiven him, but she has not fully forgiven him for the prior online proposal.
That proposal. Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
She said. I thought she said she had forgiven him though.
Mhm.
What I wanted somebody to do, the petty in me, was like, can we zoom in and see if it's the same ring?
What?
Girl, it's a dog eat dog world out here. People are entitled to recycle what they have to recycle.
That might be why she shed those tears. She was like, "Oh no, I've seen this ring before." I saw this ring on Facebook. Hold on a minute.
That's probably not even resized. He probably kept the same size and everything. That's terrible. That is just terrible.
I've seen this ring.
Guys, you are a mess. Now, okay, what do you guys think about what they showed us for coming up next week? Coming up next week. Next week, and we finally get to the finale. Finally. Thank God Almighty. Thank God. Free. Because this show have to wear me out.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
Oh, child. But what do we think about the final? I'm trying to remember what we saw. I mean, let's see. What do we see?
I remember Chris getting in the car by himself.
Yeah. And wait a minute. And Sandia was basically telling him. I thought Sandia was saying something to him like, oh well, or something. She kind of like Erin did say she was the quiet storm, so maybe she got all the way to the end to let him know what she really thought of all his misogynistic red pill ideas.
Yeah, and the whole kiss with Jodie as well. Like, man, you forced me into an uncomfortable situation, and I don't think it's gonna work. Could be.
Right. Now, her, I don't understand. She should not have gotten a pass. Like, Taronda, I guess they were never able. Here was the thing, though. I think this was the thing with Jodie. They never were able to finally get her to just totally say that she wasn't for him. Because even to the doctor, she kept lying and saying, well, when the doctor said, do you accept him? And she said, well, yeah, I kind of, if he changes and if he keeps going in the way that he's going and blah, 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 she just like always putting it off for the future. That was what Jodie's deal was. She never really came out and said, even though we all saw it, we all knew it, Taronda knew it, everyone in the house knew it, but she never came out and really said how she truly felt about Erin. So she got to stay. She got to stay. She got to be on TV, and we know that Jodie and Erin are both into the arts, if you will. We know that even Greg and Millie are both, actresses or actors. I'm sorry, actors. So hey, but what do we think about next week? What do we think is going to happen next week? Will Diamond finally say yes to Aaron H? What do you guys think?
Yes.
Yes.
You think? Oh, everybody. Yes. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, then, what about Shay and Josh? Are they gonna stay together? Are they gonna stay together for next week?
Yes.
For next week, yes.
You said for next week. Okay. What about Millie and Greg? Will they make it next week?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
They're the easiest to make it logistically after the show. So yes.
Oh yeah, that's right, because they're all in the same city in Los Angeles. Okay. Yeah, I can agree with that. Okay, Chris and Sandia.
No.
I didn't. Okay, Elsie, you said no. JR, I didn't hear your answer. What was your response?
No as well. No.
Oh, you said no. Okay. And did I get everybody? Did I say Shay and Josh? I think I said them, right?
You didn't
So
say
we got,
Jody and Aaron J?
oh yeah, all right. Jody and Aaron J. I knew it was somebody else missing. Jody and Aaron J. Will they make it next week?
No.
Yes, because Jody still won't let him go.
She holding on to him for dear life, huh?
Yeah, he's not gonna quit next week, and she's not gonna all of a sudden. In fact, actually, she did actually say at the end. She said, "Me and Aaron are not on the same page. We're gonna have to have a conversation." She did actually say that, so I'm gonna change that. No, they're not together. I think she finally does it. I think she finally sets him free. She says, "Look, this isn't working. I saw you streak around the house naked in front of everybody." She's gonna use every single excuse and weaponize everything.
Is she gonna say she's not interested in his package?
Yeah. No, she's interested in Sandia's packages.
Oh,
And Christy's package.
She's not interested in the motion of his ocean, okay?
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Oh goodness.
Nope. She's not interested.
Oh, is that what we're covering in a month and a half? We're covering Love is Blind UK. Maybe I'll wait till. Well, gosh, that thing it's only on though for what 3-4 weeks. Love is Blind. It goes really fast. Okay.
That's all that's needed. That's more than enough time.
Yeah. Well, you'll be with us, won't you? Won't you be with us for UK? We want your expertise, your UK expertise.
Please, JR, please.
Pretty please, JR.
Oh man.
Oh, that's right. We're supposed to do this offline. They'll say it. We're supposed to talk about this offline.
Okay.
Yeah, offline. Yeah, no, I haven't made up my mind yet. I'm going.
You can't keep getting out of this stuff. You can't keep JR. Man up.
Listen, this show was draining. This show here was tough. You know.
Who are you telling?
I'm ready to love. Right?
But JR, you are the only person we have that can help us navigate the UK dating scene.
Well, when you put it like that.
That's right.
When you put it like that.
Yeah, there you see, Elsie, she is so smooth. Go ahead, Elsie.
Yeah,
go ahead, girl.
Don't try to make it like some Jody.
JR don't want to say no like Jody.
You got me walking on eggshells.
We need you, JR. We need you.
We need you, JR. Take one for the team, JR.
Oh, goodness. All right, well,
at least we're not asking you to streak around naked.
Oh no,
that could come next.
No.
Anything for clicks and views.
No, nothing like that. No.
Ooh, child, you guys are a mess. Well, I want to thank El Cid especially for being here as our special guest. El Cid, it was a pleasure once again to have you in the house. I hope that you will come back. We really enjoyed your commentary. It was very pithy and very articulate and all those good things. And tell us what shows. You're welcome. Tell our viewers what shows you're covering over on your channel, and you and Ari. What will you be covering?
So with Ariadne Beanie, and she's in the chat. We are covering the Never Ever Mets, but I would like to, and my channel is not fully up, but I'm going to start next week with probably lunch conversations. But awesome. I want to do the international dating shows. This week starts Love is Blind. I believe it's Brazil, but I definitely want to do Love is Blind for the international because I'm curious to see if the dating and dating navigation of the world, how it's similar and how it's different to the US.
That's a good point. So that'll be on Netflix, I take it, right?
Right. That'll be on Netflix. And I have a guilty pleasure show that I watch. It's on the History Channel. It's called Alone. It's where people are dropped off in the Antarctic and they are to survive on their own. I love it because I know I could not do that. That is outside of my color wheel.
Right. Okay.
So I'm going to start putting the channel together and doing a couple lives, lunch lives, and then doing some reviews.
Awesome. And is your channel the same name, El Cid? Is that your channel name?
Yes, El Cid 932. Miss Ellen MVP just put it up there.
Oh, okay. Let me go back over because I'm on the other side here.
That's
me go
okay.
back over so I can put it up. Oh no, that's wonderful. I'll put it up. Oh, here she goes. Okay, yeah. Thank you. Oh, I hit the wrong one. Hold on. Give me 1 second. It's so hard on this. I'm not on my usual computer, but okay. Yep, I got it up. Thank you, Ellen V. Thank you so much. Oh, Miss Wilson says that the Brazil Love is Blind is so good. Okay, all right. Oh, okay. Wow. All right. All right. So, and JR, tell us about what you have going on your Instagram and your channel.
Okay.
On
Well,
the struggle streams.
on the struggle stream, yeah, struggle streaming with JR. Well,
That name.
on YouTube, we struggle streaming, and we're talking about relationships and dating shows, reality TV shows, guests and super paneling on a few different things. But after this show, as I mentioned, this one was tough. I hope they don't bring back a season 2. I'm not sure if they're going to do a reunion, but I think a well-deserved
You're so wrong for that.
I think a well-deserved break is going to be needed. And then once I'm rejuvenated, then I'll evaluate the landscape and see what the other shows are saying. On the Instagram, these days, I'm overworked doing my my 9 to 5, which is property inspections. So you're more than likely going to see a few glimpses of what some of the properties I visit look like, and the views and stuff like that. Apartments, very upscale places,
Beautiful places.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes. Are you as in love with them? When JR told me what that one apartment that I like cost, I was like, that cost more than my ex's whole 6-bedroom, 7-bedroom house. And it was a 2-bedroom apartment.
You're paying for the amenities.
Okay, it's gonna have to come with a husband. It's gonna have to come with all of that. But it was beautiful, and the views from every window were so beautiful. London is a beautiful city.
Yeah. Parts of it are very nice. So you might see some of that content, and then because I very rarely get to go to the gym these days, unfortunately, my work-life balance is all over the place at the moment. So it's mainly stuff that I do on the daily that you're going to see on my Instagram. But yeah, check me out, JRX TV on Instagram, and Struggle Streaming with JR, or Struggle Streams on YouTube.
Why in the world did you give your channel that name, JR?
Because we struggle streaming. Listen, you've seen the technical difficulties that we go through sometimes.
We gotta try to play them off, JR. We gotta play them off like the bigger channels do. We don't have any.
Listen, we gotta incorporate them as part of what we do, man. They just happen.
JR, keep the name. It's a conversation piece.
Yeah,
it really is. It's a conversation piece for sure.
There you go. Listen, if you typed in JRX TV on YouTube, you'll see like 100 different channels, and it'll just take too long to find mine. So I had to come up with something more unique.
Something more unique. Okay, that makes sense. That does make sense. Well, with that being said, guys, what do you say? You guys ready for us to shimmy and shake on out of here?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Let's get ready. Let's shimmy and shake on out of here. Everybody say bye now.
Bye.
All right, take care. See you next week.
And yes, and happy Juneteenth, everybody. Happy Juneteenth on Wednesday. Yay. Bye now. Wait a minute, hold on.